A question about QR codes. They have been a giveaway that a deck is counterfeit. So what are your thoughts on that trend in the industry? Crystal, I see you nodding.
So I think this is Michelle Matuzis, first of all, who's one of our beloved authors. So thank you, Michelle. And Michelle's a great person to be asking about this because her decks have been really popular. And so they've been really popular targets for counterfeiting, unfortunately. And we had to go through a whole debacle last year, clearing out a bunch of counterfeit decks on Temu. And talking trends in the industry, that's definitely one that deserves mention because it's become a huge problem. Readers, please know that if you look into a deck and there's suddenly a $2 travel version on Temu, that is almost guaranteed to be bogus. And yes, Michelle's completely correct. One of the biggest giveaways of that is that they often have QR codes in place of instruction booklets, which may or may not lead you to an actual instruction booklet. It might lead you to a dead website. And of course, the quality of the inner contents is junk as well. So QR codes are something that you should look out for. Until recently, they've been pretty clear proof that something is counterfeit. But as we are starting to get into more unique things with QR codes, I was a little nervous putting this product out just because of the QR code. And otherwise, we've been like, QR codes, danger, don't do it. But in this case, it made sense for us. So I think we as publishers just need to make sure that we're being really clear with putting out like, this has a QR code that's part of the kit, and hopefully realizing that people realize it's legitimate. But in general, I think everyone across the community needs to be really conscious of being aware that decks are out there, knowing the signs that you're looking for, and making sure that your friends, businesses who they're speaking to are aware as well. We have often gotten angry phone calls from businesses who say that they picked up one of our decks and the quality was terrible and like publishing has gotten so bad. And then I get on the phone with them and I see a picture. I was like, you bought this on Temu, didn't you? Sorry, I can't help you here. So just know it's a really big problem out there that you should just be aware of.
Is there anything on Temu that isn't a counterfeit?
Number one, maybe not on that site.
Temu is...
So your flag should already be up, right? I
Right.
mean,
Yes.
let's be realistic. But then these things get picked up by shops and things as well. Like you could go to your local Mind Body Spirit store who thinks that they bought this off a legitimate place, doesn't realize, right? They're seeing an opportunity to mark up a deck and make their money too, of course. But you can find these things everywhere because people buy them wholesale on Temu sometimes and resell them. So you really need to have your wits about you wherever you're purchasing at this point.
Very good point, and good point for anyone who does have Oracle decks out there to do a little search and try and see what's going on. Nick, you had another thought?
One point is just, from digitally, we will never have a counterfeit Deckible. We will never list the original deck and then have the counterfeit. It's just not in our... We exist to support the artists, so everything on Deckible is protected, but it's there as original artwork, not as counterfeits, right? And I think one of the things is helping you get found, right? In some ways, it's horrible, but there's nothing on Temu that isn't, it's a compliment. It's horrible, but it's a compliment too, right? They don't pick the decks that aren't selling to put on Temu. They perceive that there is demand, and it still costs them to print run in China, even if they only print 1,000, whatever they do. I have no idea. I'd love to see the numbers behind Temu. Like, what's the truth behind it? How big is it? Because Amazon's pretty unfussy too, right? You can list anything on Amazon, and you have to put in a big effort to get that taken down. I think Etsy too, right? Is that, Crystal, can you speak to that? Is that...
We've seen a couple of counterfeit decks show up there too. So just resellers, right? So they buy them cheap and resell there.
There's a huge opportunity for us to really practice utilizing discernment in the next many years to come, but really looking at what does credibility mean in this world now to us on an individual level, right? What is our individual version of what makes something credible or worthy in our minds, and having that discernment. I want to talk to all of you forever. I'm also really mindful that we've been here all morning and people probably need a break. If they've been really sucked into this, they got to go eat and stretch and do something. Maybe they're already doing that. Hopefully you are. Please take care of your bodies wherever you are. So I just thought I would ask one more question, which